Tigercast fans, hope you're doing well. Just a couple of poolside musings while I'm watching the young kids go up and down the slide about 40 to 50,000 times a day. And they'll be exhausted by tonight, which will be good. But just wanted to touch on a couple of topics quickly that I've just been reading up about in my spare time. The Brody Mychek one, let's start with him first. How is he only received a $1,500 fine for the action? I know he spoke about it a little bit on Monday night, but that has to be weeks worth of suspension. If Ryan Mansell gets 3 weeks for his one, which was deserved, so I don't want to at all take away from Mansell, but how does he not get weeks for that when it caused, you're wearing the wrong colour top.
I'm not.
Where's your Richmond top?
I'm not wearing Richmond.
Well, go away then.
No, you.
Yeah, so I don't know how Brody Mychek didn't get a suspension. It just proves that it's purely outcome based, and they're not trying to ban the action at all. Because look, he got lucky that Voston wasn't seriously hurt, and Mansell obviously did cause concussion. But we've said for a little while now that if they actually want to outlaw the action of the shoving into the contest, then surely there's got to be a baseline level suspension for the action itself. So let's call it 2 week suspension for anyone who shoves a player into a contest like that. Then if injury occurs to the player, you get loading on top. So Mansell obviously gets 3 because he caused the injury. But in this example, that Mychek would then get 2 because he pushed into the contest but didn't cause injury, thankfully. I just think that the AFL have once again missed the mark to actually impact the outcome of this pushing into the contest. And we've seen so many throughout the course of the year go unnoticed, unpunished, without even fines, no further suspensions. It just seems a little bit, I don't want to say targeted or tiger tax, because that's probably not the right thing, but they just missed the mark again, and it's starting to get a little bit frustrating as a Richmond supporter for sure. The second one I want to talk about is West Coast asking for priority or pick draft assistance help. No idea what these guys are doing over at West Coast. They won a grand final 7 or 8 years ago, and they are in no position to be asking for priority pick assistance or pick packages like what North Melbourne got, whatever you want to call it. They just need to recruit better and trade better, and that's on them. Like, you wouldn't see us asking for handouts. Trade your players, get rid of the drafts, the draft picks that you don't need, and bring in some better players. Get back in the pool. It just seems like a crazy thing to ask for, given that it's clearly in their own hands with what they can do. So don't do that now. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever, and I'd be fuming if that was us asking for a draft pick. So get good. I mean, we traded out 3 premiership players last year to obtain these great picks. We traded out your Jack Graham, Liam Baker, Shea Bolton, Dan Rioli.
No Bolter?
No Bolter. Can you go back in the pool, please?
No.
And it's we created our own luck in that sense by the draft picks that we got. So yeah, the West Coast one, that's a little bit annoying. A couple of other ones did have a little bit of information come across our desk in the live chat on Monday night that a top 8 club has inquired about one of our top line players, and that we're open to listening to what that sounds like. Now, we don't know any more than that in terms of who the player is or who the club is. The person who wrote it does have reasonable record or form in knowing a little bit of stuff, so it's something worth pondering and talking about. But if we're talking about going after or asking about one of our top line players, there's probably only a handful it could really be, like your Taranto, Hopper. I mean, do you maybe count Bolter given his contract status? I don't think it'd be Lynch. Maybe Prestia. There's been some speculation about Prestia and GWS, for example. But I just cast my mind back to when Tiggs had mentioned that if it was him and someone approached us about a Taranto or Hopper, that maybe we should listen, just because of the midfield mixed minutes that we're going to have to balance in the coming weeks. And I'm not saying that it was either one of those two, but it could be something to just have a think about. Like, if that was to occur, would we feel comfortable enough to jump at an offer for either one if it means using other midfielders in our midfield mix next year? So just one for consideration. And the final thing, I was just browsing the forums and did see there was a training report out there. I think it seemed like a bit of a lighter week this week with obviously a short turnaround. We're going to the Gold Coast and things like that. Smiley was out there training well, did like a short, sharp session. Apparently was looking good, clean, hitting his targets, looking lean. But he has looked lean for a little bit, so hopefully he gets a game this week. There was no Houghton, no Elgar. There's a few other names out there that weren't out on the track, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not playing, but just that they weren't out there doing the main course, and the rehab guys are doing their bits and pieces as well. So we'll have to do a video later on today in terms of who might be in the mix for selection this week. But yeah, just thought I would do a quick little video just for some poolside musings of the bits and pieces that have come up on social media recently. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments below, and until next time, go Tigers.